Buenos dias. That's all I got. Okay. You get 3 languages to wake the fuck up. Boom! You awake? You awake? Right? I think I'm gonna get. I have on the. Dun, dun, just this is one of those Halara tops. It's kind of like a sports top, but it's kind of, I don't know if you can really use it for like jogging. So it's kind of like it's high neck. So if I keep pulling on it, that's why. But then I got these pants. The pants are Halara too, which I think are kind of cute. So they got a little, just like they're like a little jogger. I wore this morning to get my COVID vaccine. So I got a COVID vaccine in this arm, and then I got a flu shot in this arm. Yes, I do tarot, but I actually believe in science as well. I do believe in vaccinations. So I know not everybody can get them. I am somebody who can. So I went and got mine, right? So then I also let them know that the rancid hospital that I was at last month still had, prescription on file for me that I haven't been taking because who wants to take something that raises their blood pressure to a dangerous level? That's just stupid. And who wants to take something that's prescribed for a condition that I've never had? That would be stupid as well. But some doctors are stupid. I complained to the state. I complained, a few different places. So we'll see what happens with that, right? A lot of these hospitals are for profit these days. So, they don't really, you have to really watch them when they say they care about your health. And then the lady was like, are you doing anything else today? And I was like, well, this was really my only appointment. And then I went on to tell her that somebody I am acquainted with, I just learned that they have end-stage renal failure, which after looking that up is, kind of as severe as it sounds, which means, which renal, if you didn't know, means kidney failure for your kidneys. Yeah, so this person will either need to have dialysis or, maybe miraculously they can get a transplant. Dialysis is very, very hard on the body. So anyway, if you're the praying sort, maybe that's a little shout out you can give to somebody else out there that might have bigger problems than getting a COVID shot here and a flu shot here and oh now I'm sick and oh how people are, oh it made me so, it's like the drama around some of these people getting a flu shot and it's like, yeah, do you think you could sit through dialysis? No, I highly doubt they could because they're whiny little prepubescent pubes. Okay, I'm just saying. And some of these people used to work in the field, all right, and they will cry and complain the most about a little old shot in the arm, okay? Yeah, so we all know who the real brave ones are out there. Baby, 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 right? Alexa, play Beautiful Ones by Prince.
The Beautiful Ones by Prince from Spotify.
Alexa, volume 4. I can hear it. I might get demonetized because of that. I have no idea. Hard to say. Anyway, yeah, let's get into it. Because what else we got to do today, right? Rise and shine, mofos. If you're feeling in a rowdy bit of a mood, hello and good morning from Rome. Hello. I have never been to Italy. That would be an amazing place to go. Technically, I had the opportunity when I was over in Europe from work. Grim Sleeper says, can I eat it from the back? Well, I don't know what you'd be eating. Grim Shady says, huh? Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're gonna hide that user on the channel. Yeah, sorry, Grim Sleeper. your chances of eating it from the back are looking pretty grim. Right? Don't worry, ladies or gents. There's somebody out there just waiting to, just waiting to compliment your day with all sorts of tawdry details that you have no need to know ever. But, sometimes it is entertaining, right? Lets you know what the kids are up to these days anyway. Okay, that went out again. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and get into some tarot. We're going to use the Ethereal Visions deck today. You may have seen some other readers. Some other readers as well. Using this deck. I haven't used it in a little while. So if you got miracles on your mind, why not? Alexa, play Miracles by Starship.
Miracles by Jefferson Starship from Spotify.
First card out, Four of Wands. If only you believe, right? Happiness can be yours. Somebody says, if you're learning Italian, that's cool. Try Latin, the mother tongue. Yes, many languages based upon Latin. The church I grew up in, they used to only, not when during my time, but like during some of my family's time of going to that church, they used to only speak in Latin. Spanish is one that I've learned a bit, and it's Latin, one of the romantic languages. There's 5 romantic languages, right? French, Italian, Spanish. Then what are the other 2? I wouldn't say German's a romantic language. Like 5 of Pentacles, yeah. You could be a work in progress. Yeah, if you're still learning, if you're still kind of growing here. Some people may have overlooked you and then cut you wide open. You know what I mean? Like when you cut the apple a certain way and then you see the star inside, right? It's like, what? This little old creature over here is a star? Like, what are you talking about? Well, yeah, if you would open up your eyeballs for more than 2 seconds, then maybe you could see that there's a world of possibility here, right? Because this is the idea that you're going to be able to come to fruition. All right. And the fruit's literally hanging right here. It's like it's already been decorated for you by spirit, by the universe. Okay. So all you have to do, kind of as you wake up from your nap, you know what I mean? Kind of, if you've been in a holding pattern, wake up and see that you're the eyes of the world. Yeah. I was going to use the Deadhead deck, but it's like, I don't even have to because it comes out anyway. Somebody says, I'm really sad Latin is a dead language though, but I think it's really cool. A band I listen to has a few songs where they have Latin lines in it. How fun. The star card, Aquarian energy, putting forth what is uniquely you and also your creative vision, okay? So it's almost like your little fairy godmother has appeared, you know what I mean? When you were feeling maybe in this 5 of Pentacles, like you had to kind of hunker down, right? And then it's going to be like, now it's like the Red Bull gives you wings so you can fly type thing, okay? But that happened the second you started believing that this is possible for yourself, okay? Only you believe like I do. Bye. I'm not really warmed up yet this morning. I don't even think I've really not really had anything to drink yet. I was gonna get a tea before I started this reading, and here I am in the middle of it. But exercising those vocal cords is a beneficial exercise, right? The Nine of Pentacles, the pre-Empress here in the outcome. So I'm going to clarify with a different deck, but I do want to get into some other messages. I'm not really sure who. Well, let's tap in with the Lightworker deck, because we do have the Star here and the Four of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. This is all very strong. So the thing is, people don't understand sometimes where that strength comes from. Sometimes it comes from that place of vulnerability when you had to figure out how to be strong, and perhaps with very few people around you to comfort you, if any at all, right? You know, the mother's comforting the child who's comforting the mother here, right? You know, in those times. Buenos viernes. No es sábado yet, right? Y'all have big weekend plans, hopefully. Somebody says, read Capricorn. Well, there are some Earth Pentacles here, which Capricorn knows a little bit about the Pentacles, yes. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. Okay. So yes, if you are feeling in that vulnerable position, you're like, yes, I have to comfort so-and-so who's comforting me. Know that this is at your back to help you and not like try and confront you, okay? And these helpers in the realms, okay, these could be your ancestors, these could be friends, this could be, you know, literally passed over loved ones type thing. This could be people you don't know that are your guides. Yeah, figure that out, right? In that way you could be hearing messages like, you know what I mean, like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. I'm not talking about like thinking somebody is literally standing next to you that's not there, right? Some people are sensitive to energies and can see energies and things like that. That is actually a real thing. So, and that can actually be proven by science, you know. I mean, have you heard of Predator? You know, whatever. Anyway, divine orchestration. Okay. So, you know, if you are feeling like the Job in the situation, right? And for some of you, maybe it's your job that makes you start feeling like Job, because it's like, oh, what else are they going to give to me? Right? Isn't that Job's character? What else? What else? What else? And, you know, if you've ever seen that movie, Steel Magnolias, she's like, I don't know if it can get any worse. And she's like, of course it can. Yeah, it kind of can get worse a lot of times. That doesn't mean it has to. Once you start looking for the light in the situation, right, as dumpy as it may seem, then you're going to start seeing some burst come through that's going to help lift you to this new kind of seated position, okay? And it's not saying that you did anything wrong. In order to get from here to here, you had to be in this position. It's like a divine test, okay? Sometimes it's the test that we don't want. And that's when we say, turn into Job and say to God, why, right? Hey. Jane. Dun, dun, dun. I love that movie, somebody says. Was I talking about a movie? Well, the word ghost is up here, and that was a good movie too. That's especially if you're into tarot, like that's an interesting movie, because, you know, it's talking about communicating with somebody who physically, they were unable to see, right? He was able to manifest himself, towards the end of the movie and whatnot. But it's kind of a good explanation, I would say, of how energy and spirits can work. Okay. Yeah. Wow, this card just wanted to come out. It says, trust that feeling. What is the feeling trying to tell you? And for some of you, it's definitely a gut feeling here. Okay. So if you are a Capricorn, especially, I would definitely just what can you trust? Like, I can trust the bottom line of my bank account. I might not be able to trust my neighbor. I mean, let's be honest. Not everyone has the best intentions for you, but I can trust what's in my bank account, right? So when this council, when these helpers, this is what I want to get across to you. These helpers are not necessarily going to show up as all of a sudden the people that have not really been in your corner are all of a sudden going to be in your corner. Yeah, there's going to be some people that want that because they want to manipulate the situation. Okay. But that's when you need to trust and be like, why are they here? Because they never cared before. They really didn't. So, it's like, what's the angle? Right? And, kind of like in that movie Ghost, her boyfriend's, best friend is right there for her, and kind of starting to move in a little quickly on her to comfort her, and it's well, we're supposed to be friends, you're not supposed to be romancing me right now, right? And it's I think in that moment in that movie, she's kind of starting to realize something's not right, so these helpers in the subtle realms may be, it's kind of like that song by Joan Osborne, and she says, what if God was one of us, right? It may be this dude on the street that is having a good day that day, you know what I mean? And maybe you can have a kind of connection moment that, you know what I mean? But then we have to keep continuing on our path, right? So it's not necessarily going back to old connections is what I want to make sure that you understand, because when you were split in two and cut in half and exposed for the world to see who was there for you. Okay, so what sunshine, Tommy James and the Shondells, dragging the line, dragging the line. Ba-ba-da. I did not perform the song, but one of the other bands that was performing that night, so I was in a band at the time, they were doing a Tommy James and Shondells cover band. We were doing a tribute that night. We were doing Steely Dan, but they did Dragging the Line, and this was at the Double Door in Chicago, which still is there. It's kind of like they do packaged liquor on the other side or whatever. Anyway, it's very famous, club. The Rolling Stones played there, in the late 60s or something like that. Crazy. Yeah. So that was kind of fun to say. I played on the same stage as the Rolling Stones, The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. All right, that is definitely this star energy, I feel like. It's like you've been anointed, you've seen through the darkness, you know how to get to the other side, and now you are getting to the other side. How old am I that I know these songs? Well, I listen to a lot of oldies with my mother, for one. But yeah, I know I'm also a musician, so I know a lot about music in general. I've always been interested in music. It's a lifelong passion for me. Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution. Expression. Okay. So you see how like it was like kind of far off. It's like here's the threshold, and then it's like now you're on the precipice. Okay. And it's like now people can start to hear what's coming out from your side, right? It was like you were too far back a little bit. There might have been some work that you know, your helpers are getting lined up for, so they're ready for you. Okay. And now that you're able to share it, it's like now the vision is gonna be able to come to life, right? Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I like Three Dog Night too. What do you think about that? Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Shambhala. One more. Shambhala. Inner temple, devotion. Tune in to the portal of your heart. Yeah. What's your Shambhala? What's your Shangri-La, right? You know, like this mythical happy place, right? What does it look like to you, right? Is it some place that you can rest and meditate? Okay. Home Shambhala. Right? Okay. Rock steady. Used to do that one too. That one, I think we have recorded a couple places. I think I even have a video of that one. Me doing that one. One of the craziest experiences, though, of me singing that song, we had this venue in town, and we were the after party for the male dance review. It was the Chippendale, like the traveling Chippendales came. So after the Chippendales were done on stage, then our band got on there to play like this after show, you know, so people didn't have to leave right away, you know. Anyway. Yeah. And we were doing the Aretha Franklin, we were doing Rock Steady, and one of the Chippendales dancers, he hopped on stage next to me while I was singing and started shaking the tambourine and like shaking the tambourine on me and dancing all around. Oh my God, I was like, we're in the middle of that takes a moment of like composure to like because he was so animated and I was not used to being as animated as that on stage or whatever. This was like a cover band that I was in, but you know, we did tribute band. I mean, we were good. I mean, I'm not saying we weren't good, because we were all very good musicians and stuff. So anyway, what else do we have here? I don't think we ever did any Three Dog Night though, for being in a 70s tribute band. But I will say the Chippendales did not dance to that kind of music. They were dancing to, you know, like, you know, this was like right after I think kind of some of the Magic Mike stuff came out, you know what I mean? All that stuff. So chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So, you know, they say what you attract attracts you. So there's somebody else that is seeing this, okay? And so this is not like an empty vision, all right? If you've been feeling a lack of support around this recently, for some of you, you could even be in a separation. And you know what I mean by that is that, you know, yeah, like maybe you're working offsite, blah blah blah, but you still have strong chemistry, strong feeling. Like, you know, there's that song Magnet and Steel. Okay. For you are a magnet and I am steel. Okay. I used to prefer, I have this one on. This one. Yeah, I need to like organize some of my recordings and get it better onto like a lot of it's on my other YouTube channel, you guys, on my Ophelia's band channel. I have some of my covers up there, but not everything. Oh my goodness. Somebody holds the key. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So, and when we say known each other, like probably have gotten together before. This could also be like where you're kind of split, and it's like, well, maybe because if you are in that separation, you feel like there is something that's, you know, missing because there was something that you had space for and it's no longer being filled, right? So I wouldn't discount whoever you're in separation from. However, I wouldn't sit there and say that that's the only possibility, right? Okay. Because you're going towards this. All right. You deserve this. Okay. And you've shown that you know how to take care of this. All right. So again, you know, you may need to trust your gut when it comes to things of that nature. Okay. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this crossing the threshold, it could be like almost like that, you know, marriage threshold. Like if this is a relationship that you want, you may have to decide so that, you know, when it comes time, are you going to step through that door, right? Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Yeah. So for some of you, yeah, it's like you may be like, I'm better on my own. There's something not right about this situation. Okay. So that doesn't mean that you're not going to get it. It just means that perhaps currently you're okay. You know what I mean? Like you've learned to be okay. That space could be, I don't want to say filled by anybody, but filled by somebody with proper qualifications. Okay. Yeah. Your love life is being affected by children. This is really interesting, especially too, because then there's this child here on the card. So for some of you, this really could be like somebody that you had kids with, right? And now you're figuring out whatever, you know, the rest of it, right? So I got some of the animal oracle cards here. Since it is the weekend coming up, we just had the full moon last week, so some of you may have been, Alexa, volume 2. So anyway, so some of you may be experiencing a little bit of fallout from that still, okay? Humpback whale singer. A lot of singing coming through today. Well, I'm starting to warm up my voice. So Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. Okay, so this is going to be a quick little nugget from me to you. Okay, because yeah, this the sharing your voice here is very important. All right. Sometimes we may get into situations where our throat chakra is impacted. Okay. If that's the case, don't give up, right? You may need some kind of meditative practice to help you get back into this, okay? For some of you, this could even be as easy as chanting, okay, reciting a prayer, things of that nature. Just get your vocal cords working, and then, you know, it's going to start to feel more legato, okay? Right. What else we got here? B, community. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness. You are the queen of abundance. Okay. Yeah, especially if you are like a Queen of Pentacles type and you're feeling kind of, you know what I mean? This could be like, you know, I don't know how I'm going to afford all these Christmas presents. I don't know how I'm going to afford all this, blah, 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 right? You know what I mean? Think about that abundance and it will come to you because you're going to see the opportunities there. Okay. And there may be somebody who comes around to actually maybe help you this time. Okay, so like I was saying before, be wary of people coming in saying, "Oh, well, yeah, I've been by your side the whole time, blah, 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 blah." Maybe in a way they have, just to see what they can profit from. Okay, and now they feel like they can really cash in, right? Okay, so this is the kind of, you know, responsibility that you take on in these next levels. All right, and that's why you're going to get this kind of help here. Okay. You know, and it could be something real simple like, you know, maybe it's something goofy like, oh, well, one of my cousins always used to use this green pen, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you're somewhere and like they have you sign with like a green pen or something, and you're like, that's part of the putting that in your thought because of, you know, whatever you need to understand from that channeling. Okay, so I can't tell everything to you. I'm doing a collective here, and that's just an example. All right. Heron, patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Okay. Yeah, sometimes isn't that interesting too? Look at the star card, how the legs here, it's kind of reminiscent of this bird. And then is this like supposed to be a bird of paradise here, a flower? I think it is. Maybe that's a sign that I should have gone on this date to the botanical garden. Well, I thought it was closed, so I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't like in a rush about it. Like, I don't even know that it's open. kind of similar looking card here with the flower and the birds, although these are the swans. Grace, you who glides across the waters of my soul, bring me your wisdom and light. Help me transform into elegance and grace. Inspire me with dignity and the spirit of beauty. Okay. You know, sometimes you have to be your own cheerleader and put a little peppy spirit into your step. Okay. And yeah, if it's somebody that's just coming around just to have their hand out, yeah, that's definitely going to be unrequited. And you're not going to be missing anything, because trust me, when you don't give them what they want, they're still not going to like you. Like they didn't like you before, they're not going to like you after. No loss. There's no loss. All it is a gain for you, because you know how to cultivate things. Right? You're like, yeah, I know how to drink wine. I'm good at that. You know. Ladybug, good luck. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. And I believe this is actually supposed to be like a 9-spotted ladybug, not those Asian beetles that infested the Midwest. Homeowners everywhere. So I was going to get a little clarification. Okay. So I think I'm just going to use this plain old Rider-Waite here that I hardly ever use. Oh my God. It's like, so it feels so far away. So far away. Doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? La da da da, la da 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 da. Little Carole King, y'all know. Y'all know her, the Tapestry Lady. They did a play about her, which was very good. I can't remember what the actual name of it was. Anyway, but it was about her life. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. It's about her life. And yeah, it was very, very good. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Three of Wands. So, in order to express yourself, you may have to travel a little bit, okay? This happy ending may be not where you're currently located, okay? And there may be somebody who needs to travel towards you to make it happen as well, okay? If that makes sense. Hopefully that's resonating with somebody. The Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of negative thought currently for somebody that's feeling in this position. Okay. The thing to remember about the Eight of Swords, it's kind of that like they should be showing the Wizard of Oz soon on TV, right? Like it's that you had the power all along, you know what I mean? But it wasn't until she finally said, I want to go, you know, like she's like, I've been telling everybody I want to go home, but then it's just like really firming it up and, you know, standing up to people and stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, these ropes aren't actually going to hold me. Like they think they have me on shaky ground. Well, guess what? Guess again. Right? Okay. So you know, there's worse positions to be in. Ugh. They're playing Leather and Lace right now, which is Don Henley and Stevie Nicks. This was a huge hit in the 80s. It's actually a pretty nice song, really, for like a duet and a male-female. Yeah, a lot of people know like Islands in the Stream, right? Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Some readers say this is like, you know, the proposal card. I just feel like very soon you're gonna find out whether or not this is for you. And it may be something where you wait to give an answer because you want to make sure that this is, you know, that this is a test that you want to engage in, right? Or is it something where you're like, actually, I've seen this before. I'm good. Wake me up tomorrow. You know what I mean? You're like, it's an option, right? People like to think that the collective doesn't have options, and that's why then, you know, they kind of end up getting played, right? But really these people end up just playing themselves because they're optioning the collective out of their lives permanently by doing these things and engaging in these behaviors, right? So, wow, Aquarius again, the star. Yeah, I just feel like you're more focused on, you know, the love that you're kind of holding on to now, that is kind of more just about your home and what's going on. So, you know, Capricorn is like, we're technically in Sagittarius season, so it's interesting you said Capricorn because that'll be not after Sagittarius season, well into the winter. And then it's going to be like, how has our abundance held? How are we you know, still loving ourselves through, you know, maybe things that might be austere, right? Okay. And if for some reason you don't feel like you can be yourself and open up, then that's part of that, you know, trusting that feeling, right? That could be the patience that's needed as well. Making sure, yeah, take time alone to find balance. So yeah, if you're like, is this you know, some people, like one of my boyfriends growing up, you know, we went to college like separate, you know what I mean? And that was just kind of one of those ages. It's like, well, do you stay together? Do you break up? What do you do? I mean, it's not like we were like, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? This is like young kid stuff anyway. So, but then he showed up one day thinking that he needed to propose for us to stay together, like in a relationship. And it was like, well, we're only 18, you know what I mean? Like, what are you, right? You know, so that niggle may be telling you, you know, having patience, having balance in your time alone. And it's like, you know, that may have been more of a seasonal type of relationship. Like, it's okay to have that in your life. That doesn't mean that that person's never going to come back to you either, right? But you know, you may have treated it appropriately at the time, you know, yeah, and you can stand on that, right? But like technically sit on that, right? She's sitting. So here's your Sagittarius, Leo and Aries, these fire signs here. So I feel like for whoever you are, you're not going to second guess these things, okay? So when you do clearly decide what you want, don't be surprised when it like comes through like, oh wow, I didn't you know what I mean? It's, one of those type of things. Like, when I went this morning to get my vaccine, I had forgotten I actually wanted another shot as well. And she's the one that brought it up. She was like, "Oh, well, when's the last time you had your flu shot?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, actually, I wanted to get that today if I can." You know what I mean? It's just being sometimes at the right place at the right time. Okay. And again, if you're feeling in that Eight of Swords or like you can't see the way out or something, that could be part of your test as well, like a test of faith. And it's something that a lot of people don't want to hear, but that's just part of it. Okay. And it's not you're being picked on. It's not, it's part of the reason you're even experiencing it is because the universe knows that you have the faith to experience and understand what is happening. All right. Some people would say maybe that means you're chosen. Some people could say, well, that means you're a light worker or star seed or something of that nature. Okay. So I don't like to get too hung up on it. Shelter could be very important to you, especially if you are in this Five of Pentacles and are not like seeing a way around that. I recently saw that there's an organization in my community called Lula that helps folks with housing issues. I've not worked with them personally, so I can't, but they look like they are recommended in the community. So that may be important for somebody. Maybe that's part of your dream is to have a nice shelter, to have a house for you and your loved one. You know what I mean? That's a very nice dream to have, right? Sharon Stone. Somebody could be getting on with their sexy business this weekend. Just saying. Just saying. And there might be somebody who's like doesn't see that coming. And I mean, like these two here, I mean, I'm just saying. There's a reason they're on this card, okay? Looks like they know what they're doing. Part of the reason why Sharon Stone was in all those movies because she's a very attractive woman and knows how to use her sex appeal, right? This could also be that star energy that is kind of radiating around you now. And, you have like this era of mystique. Okay. Yeah. If anybody tries to like, I don't know, I don't think they're gonna get one over on you. Not like Ginger, you know what I'm saying? It's not a Ginger type of moment. So if you don't know, you might need to look up the movie, but that's a very specific message only for some people. So Ginger loved jewelry as well here with this Ace of Pentacles. This is what I'm saying. Just because, like, I've had guys give me, jewelry before and they also beat my ass. So, yeah, I sold those earrings, by the way. Wherever. He got them at the mall. Probably had his mom help him buy them. You know what I mean? And, whatever retail $3.99, I got $53 out of it from the broker. So, what's it really worth to you? But hey, I invest that into myself, right? I did buy some new foundation the other day. I don't have any foundation on today, if you can't tell, which is actually good because sometimes after you use makeup, it makes you like break out and stuff. And the fact that I had like pretty full foundation on yesterday. So, yeah. Self-care, very important. I need to drink more water. I got into my tea drinking phase already because of the weather shifting. Love. L-U-V, baby. Love is in the air. What can I say? What can I say? Yeah, somebody definitely has the chemistry, and then for somebody else here, it's just going to be like unrequited, and they're just going to go on and do their thing. It's like not a big deal, is what I'm getting. It was so funny. The nurse was like, "Oh, are you gonna go? You can get to go home and rest now." I'm thinking like, like I mean I can, but it's like I told her I was like I have mail to go through, open. I want to make sure I don't miss any like end of the year bills, you know what I mean, especially through the city. You know, they always got to send you a new one for God knows what they approved on their ordinances. Go home. So for some of you, Thanksgiving around the corner, home may be where you are going. Some of you may have some home games this weekend since it is Friday, right? Football is still going on for the high schoolers, so you could say, yay, go home team, right? I think it's still going on right now. Anyway. And maybe your colors could be blue and yellow or blue and gold. So that could be significant for somebody. What else do we have here? Cheap. Yeah, beware of the cheap ones, right? That may be, you know, where it's like the unrequited. It's like they're just coming around to get their kind of come up. You know what I mean? And yeah, they think that you're going to give them some kind of shelter, but where you might have to be telling them is like, look, like this one guy I dated, it's like I had to tell him, it's like, okay, he finally came clean about losing his job, number one, and I'm like, okay, well, you have a child, so what are you going to do about that? Because I can't, you know what I mean? It's like I was already, you know what I mean, one of those people giving money over. All right. But now this was like officially, you know? It's like, yeah, you're going to have to get some official support because I cannot officially just automatically take this on as if it's my responsibility and have you do nothing. You know? Crew. So who is your crew going to be? This is going to be very interesting. I can tell you that. Stone Fox. So every Sharon Stone may need a Stone Fox in her midst. We shall see. I guess, yeah, keep it classy though, right? Classy and sassy and not too trashy. We'll see you next time. Please do manifest wisely and like the video if you enjoyed this message today. And consider subscribing to the channel. It helps pass the messages around. It helps me provide the messages to you in the first place, right? Because we all know our time is not free, right? But we are free to do what we want with our time. So make the most of it. Bye-bye.